Hello and welcome. It's Cindy Batty here from Wildfire Concepts, and it's great to have you here joining us today. We have an incredible guy. His name is Keith, and I was fortunate enough to meet him maybe about a month and a half ago in San Diego at a JV Zoo event. And he is, besides being just like a brilliant guy, he's super smart. He's a programmer, very, very, very clever with code, and marketing. And so today I'd like to welcome Keith. It's good to have you here, mate.
Well, thank you, Cindy. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
I'm really happy to have you here. I appreciate your time and stuff like that. I'm always interested when I meet fellow entrepreneurs. How is it that you came to be here on, hanging out with me on Google Hangouts? How did you come to even, how did you come to do internet marketing? How did you get started?
Sure, yeah. Actually, it's fairly new for me. I have a fantastic partner, Mark Thompson over at Digital Kickstart, who I've known for, probably 10 years now. We had first met way back in the day when we worked in the corporate environment, which, everybody loves. He was in marketing, and I was a programmer, as you said. And he kind of went his separate ways about 5-6 years ago and kind of got out of the corporate world and did his own thing, which I'm sure a lot of people recognize his name and know his products by now. So I was definitely fortunate to know him. But we had many conversations probably over the past 2-3 years. It took me a long time to really understand what exactly he did for a living after he left the corporate world. And over time and over these conversations, I finally kind of began to understand exactly what he was doing. And what interested me the most about it is the software creation part of it, the product creation. Because when he first started, he was very much just doing clients, SEO, kind of organic, working with clients. And then he broke his way into the product creation, which that's what really started to spark my interest. Mm-hmm. That is my background. As you said, I started out as a programmer. I've worked my way through the corporate ladder, I guess we would say, from programming to project management to running a project management department to running basically the entire production line, from UI designers to programmers to quality assurance, for all of the client work that we did back at my old company. And we had finally broken into our own product, back at that company. Instead of doing client work, we were doing something internally, and that was it. I never wanted to talk to another client again, quite honestly. I really enjoyed that process. Learned a lot through the corporate world, but I'm sure a lot of people probably have the same story. It's a lot of a lot of meetings to have meetings to talk about more meetings.
Right.
Really, nothing ever gets accomplished. I was a little tired of not just not being listened to, not being heard. It was a big group. A lot of personalities. So finally, as I was saying before, kept these conversations going with Mark. And I knew it could definitely be an asset, for him in the software side of things. He was starting to take on a lot of work, manage a lot of the developers. So over the past year, I kind of stepped in the background and was a part of a lot of that and just helping him get through those day-to-day things so he could concentrate more on the actual promotion and the marketing part of the business, which then I kind of picked up on. Obviously, along the way, you can't help but learn. When you're in the same room with these guys every day, you can't help but learn it, and it just sparked my interest. And I just learned more and more about how you kind of cultivate customers and how you cultivate that list and how you get that list, and how you kind of make it your own. So learning more and more every day about that. Here I am. Actually, like you mentioned, the JV Zoo event was one of the first big ones that I had went to and met a lot of people. I mean, it's like a blur. I met so many people and can't really remember names. And people are like, "Hey, I met you," and I'm like, "Oh, sorry about that." But it was a great group of folks. Here I am, putting my feet in the water, develop my own product, and just going to start to promote it.
That's so cool because, you're saying you've been here, you've been observing for quite a while, but you actually haven't dived in. And we'll talk a little bit more about your product that you're releasing. You're coming out with a product very, very soon. But I think the really cool, you're in a very lucky position because you've been behind the scenes for at least a year, so you know how this internet marketing thing works. And so, I mean, this is your first release, but you've actually been around here for quite a while, which is really cool.
Absolutely, yeah, no, absolutely, and it's the it's the relationship part of it, that you really have to call. That's that's in any business, not just internet marketing. It was back when I was working in corporate. It's all about relationships. I mean,
it really is, yeah.
That's essential. So, getting to build some of those, like you said, I was very, very fortunate, when I stepped into this particular market, to have somebody like Mark there, kind of as a coach and a mentor, and be able to network and with him and meet these great people. But that is definitely key. I mean, obviously you have to have a great product, and we do have great products, but those relationships are solid. You have to keep building them.
Yeah, but also the fact that you get to you get to look at the marketplace and see what really what's missing and what the marketplace really needs, which is really cool. Very cool.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's really cool. So you mentioned a ton of stuff about your corporate background, and a lot of us don't have corporate backgrounds. And so in a way, you've kind of got a bit of an advantage in that, well, one of my firm beliefs here is that everyone has something that you bring in, either from your education or from your work experience or your background or whatever, just your family life, your day-to-day. You have something that you can pull and you can learn from. Can you think of anything from your corporate days that you bring in and that you still hold on to and that you use and benefit from in your internet marketing side of life?
Absolutely, yes. And actually, it sparked a conversation when we were first talking about having this little get together. It was one of your videos that you had put out. I think it was yesterday or the day before, about throwing stones in in your business and not having really a strategy. You're just kind of whipping it out there, and it really got me thinking. About kind of my corporate experience. And we used to go on what they'd call a corporate retreat. It was not, we didn't get on a Learjet and go to some exotic place. It was nothing like that. But we did have a nice little beach house to go to, where we all, the kind of senior management went and started to talk about, kind of our initiatives for the year and whatnot, and also have a good time. But one of the things that came out of one of those retreats was something that I posted on a comment on your video that you posted yesterday. It's a book called The Rockefeller Habits by Vern Harnish. And what it talks about is John Rockefeller used to go on these walks. He would walk to work with his first-hand man. Okay, so each day they would do this. They take a 5 to 10 minute walk. And what they found after doing this over and over and over every day is that these 5 to 10 minute walks and conversations that they would have were probably one of the most valuable things that he's ever applied to his business. And it was just all about creating rhythm. So he built these, more rhythm. Hey, we're going to meet with our second tier managers once a week. We're going to meet with the third tier once a month. We're going to meet and creating initiatives. There's always a goal at the end of it. That to us, we started to apply that at the company that I was with, and succeeded. The things we accomplished then was phenomenal. I'm not going to go into all the details about it, but carrying that over to the entrepreneurial side and working really with Mark is we do that every day. We go for literally, and it sounds a little corny, but we go for a walk every single day after we eat lunch. We grab a quick little 10-minute lunch and we go for a walk. On those walks is where ideation happens. I mean, we'll walk for miles sometimes. We're just sweating, and we don't even realize how far that we've gone, because we're just talking about, how do we improve, maybe a product that we've already released. What's the next great thing that we can do? Where's the hole? What's the hole that needs to be filled? And our best ideas come out of that walk. And I can't say he coined this, because I have heard this saying before, but it's the $1 million walk. I mean, it really is. You just go out, you clear your head, but you do it every day, and you have to create those types of rhythms. And that I definitely took from the corporate side, and I apply my own, for myself as well. Daily things, my check-ins with my developers happen every day at 8:15. They're gonna know that I'm there for at least 2 hours. My head will be there for them to ask me whatever I want to ask them. They're going to get my good morning at 8:15, and it happens every single day. You have to create those rhythms, or you're going to find yourself buried under all the things that life gives you, your family, your business, you have to be able to just stick to a couple of those rhythms, and you'll be amazed at really what you can accomplish.
Mm. Yeah, I think that's something that a lot of entrepreneurs really struggle with, and me, I'm speaking from example here because I struggle, I think, with maybe it's like some authority issues or something, but I don't like having to be told or having to do certain things in certain times or anything like that. But I do understand that there's definitely value in it. And so, yeah, you make a really good point. Even though we really don't want to, sometimes it's something that we need to do for the good of our overall business, I think.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're exactly right. I mean, whether you're by yourself or you have a partner to work with, it doesn't matter. It's a discipline. You know what I mean? It's that part of it that kind of fuels me. I like giving myself those challenges. And hey, could you really do this every day for the next 6 months?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can, because it's just myself. And in the end, what I'm going to accomplish is going to be amazing. You have to try it. That's all it takes. You just got to try.
Exactly. So I guess you can't tell us all of the things that you guys talk about on your walks, but is that kind of where you came up with some ideas for your product? Should we maybe talk a little bit about, what you're applying with your product?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, we bounce in and out of these ideas all the time. Sometimes none of them make sense, but they all interlink with each other.
Yep.
Usually something really cool comes out of it. But yeah, mainly, I guess one of our talks was kind of about the triggers, like what triggers people to buy, and we really just put ourselves in those situations, like what triggers me to buy something. I'm a consumer, just like anybody else that I'm trying to market my product to, and what are those things that that make me buy, and the biggest is pain, pain points. I want things to be easier. Easier, and that's the best way, I think, to identify with your customer is you got to know what their pain points are. And really overall the umbrella.
Just hold on a sec. Sorry, just to interrupt you. You just broke up a tiny bit there. Can you just tell me what you were just saying then? You're saying about pain points?
Oh, say it again.
You're mentioning pain points. It was just breaking up. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yes. So pain points. Yes, discovering what those pain points are for your customers.
Yeah.
It's one of the big triggers that makes me buy is somebody has solved the pain point. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I'm going to buy that product because it solves this pain point. Everybody wants to feel pleasure, right? So that's what we want to give our clients. So that is definitely, if you can relate with them, you can find out what those triggers are, get to know who your list is and what they want. You're going to have a great relationship, and it's going to be very profitable for you in the end. And as well as you're going to build trust.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that Mark and I had kind of talked about. We talk about those types of things all the time. Is these, what is it what do people want? I think that's the question any entrepreneur wants to ask is, well, what exactly do they want? We have all these ideas maybe that we want, but it may not relate exactly to who we're dealing with. We're dealing with a mass amount of folks on our on our lists.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So we talk a lot about that, and a lot of different ways to to kind of talk about those triggers. Creating there's I can go into a ton of stories actually about this if you really want me to dwell on about triggers. But a lot of things that we do talk about is you create kind of this. Mark Benioff from Salesforce.com, when he first came onto the scene back 10 years ago, however long it's been now, 15 years ago, him and Oracle had the epic battles. And again, I'm not pitching books. I'm not selling these books. I just read them. I just find them really interesting because they're entrepreneurial. Was Beyond the Cloud is how he got his start. And these epic battles he'd have with Oracle, who he was competing with for their CRM system. I can't even remember what the name of theirs was. But I mean, he would go straight down to guerrilla tactics. He would just create this enemy and just make Oracle look bad. Which people do all that. Look at Uber and Lyft. I mean, this is happening right now before our eyes. We're all watching it unfold.
Yeah.
But look at how it works. Look at the effectiveness of these. That's another trigger. Is they're just playing off each other, and well, who's going to be the bigger bad guy? And whoever is going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, we talk a lot about those things.
So how do you find out what it is that your customers want, and how do you give it to them? What's the best way to do that?
I think it's a lot of trial and error. Now I'm
Mm.
gonna talk about it really from my standpoint of being, I guess, just more recently on the scene of the internet marketing side. Software I can build all day long. I love it. That's my passion. It always will be. But it's testing, and it's what I apply. It's what I do for software, right? We
Mm.
test, and then we go back and fix, and then we test, and then we go back and fix until it's ready to be presented.
Yeah.
And the same thing I think works for for all our clients is you got to find out what they want. They got on your list, or you got to know them, and you're marketing to them somehow with something that you've given them in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest mistake that you can make as a beginning in internet marketing is to kind of gather this list, however you're collecting this list, and then just pummel them with everything under the sun.
Right.
There's no continuity there. But you do have to test, and in the beginning, it's tough. It's tough. That list is going to get smaller, but when it does, it's going to be really tight. So you really have to just test, see what it is that they like, and respond to it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. I'm also learning as well. You just cannot constantly, pitch. You just always can't be selling something. You have to give them something. Give them something of value. It's free. Give them a podcast. Give them case studies. There's a gazillion different things that you can give away free, good content that keeps them interested, and see how they react to it. I think that's the best way is testing. Good old A/B testing. It never fails.
Yeah. And surveys. I've actually just recently done a survey with and just Survey Monkey. Super. It's free. You just survey your list. Got tons of really cool information, which then helps you give more content and more value to your subscribers, but also helps you target and sell them what it is that people want to hear and what they want to know about and what it's actually going to help them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. Yeah, that you did that survey, and actually we had our little discussion the other day when you kind of shared with me that you did that, and that's my next step as well. As soon as I can get through this next launch, I want to spend some time, kind of nurturing that list and finding out, what it is that they truly want, and I want to deliver it, and I can deliver it, and that's going to make me more successful.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. So tell me a little bit about the product that you're releasing. What does it do? I know it's a WordPress plugin.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So super easy to use.
Yep.
Excellent. Tell me more.
Very, very simple to use. And it's honestly, so the idea really came from, I'm in WordPress a lot, and a lot of, I think, internet marketers are in WordPress. It's probably the most widely used platform out there. It's very simple to use. Millions of different plugins that you can use. Now that's a problem right there. Because that my plugin is unruly. It's ridiculous. I bounce in from one to get one little feature to another. My tabs, I have 15, 16 tabs open because I don't want to keep refreshing. It's a mess. So I just took the two tactics that I think work the best. Number one, it's scarcity and urgency. If you can put that fear into somebody that it's going to end or they're going to miss something. And that's huge. Big retailers have been doing this for decades. You get them every day. How many emails do you get in your email about, from Best Buy about their 24-hour sale or their 12-hour this and that? Or we have only 100 of these, so everybody get in a long line and wait for hours. But it works.
Yeah.
So,
otherwise they wouldn't be doing it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm one of those guys in that line, so I know it works. But so built countdown timers. On our sales pages, even for just free giveaways. People you just want that opt-in. You want that opportunity to market to them in the future. And creating that kind of scarcity and that kind of urgency, it just works. So I built a series of countdown timers that have many different options. Which, if you'd like to later, we can certainly do a little bit of demonstration rather than just talking about it. But on the other side of that is the opt-in, which we see everywhere, right? Somebody wants to leave the site. Wait, grab this free use case on Facebook ads or whatever it may be. Many different ways to present that. I was doing a lot of research before I decided to kind of go this route and build this product. Because the biggest one was the pop-ups. Before I got into internet marketing, I found them annoying. Found them very annoying, quite honestly. It's really definitely the way that you use them. They're extremely effective if you use it in the right way.
Correct.
Have them look presentable. Some of these things are just atrocious that I see out on the market right now. It's almost embarrassing, and I'm just not going to go back to that website. So you give them something really nice to look at, really good content, something that they really want to dig into, and present it to them in different ways. I'm a big believer in testing. So I've put a few different options, about 4 or 5 different options and ways that you can use these pop-ins and pop-ups and slide outs. Again, we can take a peek at it when if we'd like to do the demo.
Yeah.
But they're right out of the box. I love to do things easily. As I said, I hate jumping from plugin to plugin just to get get the little features that I want. So I took the 2 that I use the most, and I make it into one. I make it stupid simple for people to insert that into any page, any post that they have. Which again we'll demonstrate for you as well. So very easy to use, slick designs, ready to go. Just install it and start getting those off and start building that list.
Excellent. That sounds fantastic. I've got like a really bad reverb and a very bad connection right now. So I think we might wrap it up here. CTA Surge is coming out very soon. I'm going to just quickly record a demo video with Keith, and that'll be on the page as well. So do check it out. And Keithy, it's been awesome having you here. I'll talk again with you soon, and good luck with your launch. It should go great.
Absolutely. So good to see your face. So good to see your face again, Cindy.
Thanks, man. All right. Okay.